Your dreams are worth it. Persevere. Your focus is your power. Harness it. Life doesn't just happen to you. You receive everything in your life based on what you've given. Never tolerate disrespect, not even from yourself. I distrust every idea that doesn't seem obsolete and grotesque to my contemporary. The thing about lying to your parents is, you have to do it to protect them. It's for their own good.
Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change.
Behold the power of the truth. When people see its shadow on the wall, they don't want to take the time to look away. Every strike brings me closer to the next home run. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people.
When a wise man points at the moon, the imbecile examines the finger.
There are some things that it is better to begin than to refuse, even though the end may be dark. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. The Western mind makes definitions, it draws lines.
Time always exposes what you truly mean to someone.
You can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometime.
If it keeps you happy, keep it quiet.
It's easy to talk big, but the important thing is whether or not you clean up the shit. It's harder to make the glass than break the glass.
You know you made it when your friends tell their friends that you are their friend.
When your intentions are pure, you don't lose people, they lose you. Somebody has to start. Somebody has to step forward and do what is right, because it is right. Listening stops with the ears, the mind stops with recognition, but spirit is empty and waits on all things.
Truth is as straight as an arrow, while a lie swivels like a snake.
Temperament is just an elite perception of who you seem to be right now, not who you will ever be.
The only thing that can grow is the thing you give energy to.
In life, you need either inspiration or desperation. Look beyond the words spoken. Actions speak louder than words and reveal the true motives behind any pretext. Fault always lies in the same place, with him weak enough to lay blame. Because this is the way things are meant to be. Be obsessed with becoming the best version of yourself. Waiting is painful, forgetting is painful, but not knowing which to do is the worst kind of suffering. We don't meet people face to face, but waste our time on social media's embrace.
If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart. Only he who has no use for the empire is fit to be entrusted with it.
Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty.
I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. Sometimes the grass is greener. Sometimes it is sick.
Maybe this is why we read, and why in moments of darkness we return to books to find words for what we already know. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile. Where there are bees, there are flowers, and wherever there are flowers, there is new life and hope. This isn't life in the fast lane. It's life in the oncoming traffic.
We humans are more concerned with having than with being.
There is beauty everywhere. Even in the dark, there is light, and that is the rarest kind of all. The most important questions in life can never be answered by anyone except oneself. There is a road from the eye to the heart that does not go through the intellect. Everything existing in the universe is the fruit of chance and necessity. Life is like a coin. You can spend it any way you wish, but you only spend it once. If the emotions are free, the intellect will look after itself. We are here to be family to one another, to exist for the sake of others, even as others exist for our sake.
I do not believe in taking the right decision. I take a decision and make it right.
Good authors worry about genres, great authors don't. Don't be discouraged if your effort does not yield desirable result. Good thing, take time.
If you want to see a rainbow, you have to learn to see the rain.
At some point, you just gotta forgive the past. Your happiness hinges on it.
It is man's natural sickness to believe that he possesses the truth. The big lesson in life, baby, is never be scared of anyone or anything. The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us.
The wisest are the most annoyed at the loss of time. Do not get obsolete like an old technology. Keep innovating yourself.
Everything, no matter how beautiful, is only with us for a while. Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. He who steals a belt buckle pays with his life. He who steals a state gets to be a feudal lord.
There is one who remembers the way to your door. Life you may evade, but death you shall not. It is important that we forgive ourselves for making mistakes. We need to learn from our errors and move on. Possibilities are endless as long as you don't limit yourself. There's only so much emotional superglue in a person's soul that everything just stays broken.
The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life.
Time heals almost everything. Give it time.
People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. If at first you don't succeed, remove all evidence you ever tried.
The public have an insatiable curiosity to know everything except what is worth knowing.
The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. Unless you enter the tiger's lair, you cannot get hold of the tiger's cubs.
We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change.
No matter how safe and beautiful it is, a cage is still a cage. We all have two lives. The second one starts when we realize that we only have one.
Today is the oldest you've ever been, and the youngest you'll ever be again. When I was born, the doctor slit my throat to see if I could talk.
Flow with whatever may happen, and let your mind be free. If those at your top are weak, your bottom will be rotten. Moods can be contagious. Don't catch or spread a bad mood. Fear is nothing more than a negative assessment of risk. Just be real. It saves everyone's time. Everything changes in my life, and the world stays the same.
The splendid thing about falling apart silently is that you can start over as many times as you like.
Before you find your soulmate, you must first discover your soul.
A fish afraid of drowning in a river is ignorant of its gifts.
If quick, I survive. If not quick, I am lost. This is death. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake.
The most important thing is this: be able at any moment to be free to choose a life that makes you happy. It should not matter, of course, that I could be crazy, because as luck would have it, fortune favors me.
We reveal most about ourselves when we speak about others.
You can take my life, but you'll never break me. So bring me your worst, and I will definitely give you mine.
No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes.
Sacrifice is a part of life. It's supposed to be. It's not something to regret. It's something to aspire to. Lies do not lie. Truth do. In the times of any act lie hidden behind. Education shows the path to the door of opportunity. It gives confidence and hope to open it. The most important thing is this: to sacrifice what you are now for what you can become tomorrow.
Beyond the fiction of reality, there is the reality of the fiction.
Too many people spend money they haven't earned, to buy things they don't want, to impress people that they don't like.
Death is so terribly final, while life is full of possibilities. Nothing makes a person happier than having a happy heart. All things one has forgotten scream for help in dreams.
If you want to be happy, do not dwell in the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present. Earn nicely, spend wisely, and you will live happily. Whatever stories we make up about ourselves, others will tell a different one. Never complain, never explain. Resist the temptation to defend yourself or make excuses.
Judging is the cause that creates the effect of choosing.
Sometimes the right thing feels all wrong until it is over and done with.
Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. A praise war in terms of the fundamental factors. The first of these factors is moral influence.
I think I've discovered the secret of life. You just hang around until you get used to it. I don't walk away from things I think are unfinished. Having perfected our disguise, we spend our lives searching for someone we don't fool. The test of success is not what you do when you are on top. Success is how high you bounce when you hit the bottom.
Sometimes the best of God's gifts arrive by the shattering of all the window panes. It is better to be divided by truth than united in error. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Take the first step, no more, no less, and the next will be revealed.
Whenever you feel bad, remember all the good days you've had, and be happy again. I'll be happy if running and I can grow old together.
Aslan, you doubt your value. Don't run from who you are. It's exhausting, the energy it takes to unknow a truth.
The number of people who believe a thing has no bearing upon its truth. The only person who can pull me down is myself, and I'm not going to let myself pull me down anymore. Very occasionally, we pay really close attention. Life doesn't suck. To escape fear, you have to go through it, not around. A daily dose of daydreaming heals the heart, soothes the soul, and strengthens the imagination. It is books that are a key to the wide world. You can't do anything else? Read all that you can.
If you derive joy in destroying others, you won't go far in life.
We take greater pains to persuade others that we are happy than in endeavoring to think so ourselves. Atheism, a religion dedicated to its own sense of smug superiority.
Thinking something does not make it true. Wanting something does not make it real.
Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated.
When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be.
You will never follow your own inner voice until you clear up the doubts in your mind. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Emotion often outwits intelligence, while intuition renders life surprisingly fluent and enjoyable. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger.
There is no such thing as a great talent without great willpower.
Every day is a bank account, and time is our currency. No one is rich, no one is poor. We've got 24 hours each. Life is as easy or as hard as you think it is. It's always hard to lose somebody. It leaves a hole in your heart that never grows back.
I drink a cup of sunlight every morning to brighten myself.
Be not afraid of life. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact.
Too many doubts grow in the cracks of silence and separation.
In the face of adversity, we have a choice. We can be bitter, or we can be better. Those words are my North Star. We have our dreams, because without them, we could not bear the truth.
A fool despises good counsel, but a wise man takes it to heart.
It is better to remain silent at the risk of being thought a fool than to talk and remove all doubt of it. Never give up on anybody. Miracles happen every day. There's no solution to life. There's going to be problems no matter what.
Take care with the end as you do with the beginning. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough.
The irony of life is that those who wear masks often tell us more truths than those with open faces. Some want to live within the sound of church or chapel bell. I want to run a rescue shop within a yard of hell. It was amazing how it worked. The tiniest bit of truth made credible the greatest lies. If you really want the key to success, start by doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. Even in the far future, never forget the you of right now. Wherever you are right now, you're just taking a break. Education is what they equip you with, just in case your dream doesn't work out. Humor is what happens when we're told the truth quicker and more directly than we're used to.
The space under the sky is occupied by all things in their unity.
I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down. I think that only if one feels immensely important can one feel truly light. Wanting him to come back before anyone notices part of the world has not moved since he left.
You never know who you're inspiring or uninspiring. People notice more than you think. I am the shore and the ocean, awaiting myself on both sides. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt.
My one regret in life is that I am not someone else. There is only one kind of shock worse than the totally unexpected, the expected, for which one has refused to prepare. We can't go back and change what happened. It's what we do next that matters. Don't go on discussing what a good person should be. Just be one. The road to success is paved with determination, not with the footsteps of quitters. Anyone who fights for the future lives in it today. Unless we learn to know ourselves, we run the danger of destroying ourselves. The secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his opportunity when it comes. This, the language of deception, we both understand. We were born to it, along with the curses. There are truths which are not for all men, nor for all times. When the pain of staying is greater than the pain of leaving, you know it's time to make a change. It's easier to fake it. When you fake it for 16 years, it becomes part of you, something you don't think about. Success is doing what you want to do, when you want, where you want, with whom you want. as much as you want.
Don't tie your success to anything other than what's inside you.
Expectations make people miserable, so whatever yours are, lower them. You'll definitely be happier.
So the important thing in a military operation is victory, not persistence. The truth doesn't mind being told every once in a while. But only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows.
What would come, and you would have to meet it when it did. The universe doesn't like secrets. It conspires to reveal the truth, to lead you to it.
The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. Success involves going to where others believe is too far.
Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. We live in an age when unnecessary things are our only necessities. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature. You owe no one explanation of why you do what you do, especially those who ask not to help, to judge you.
To be alone is to be different. To be different is to be alone.
To those who, in spite of everything, still choose goodness. We are supposed to call poison medicine, and we wonder why we're always sick.
If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it.
Regardless of how black the page, he had always managed to turn it and move on to a new chapter in his life. Stop lying to yourself. When we deny our own truth, we deny our own potential.
Anyone who does anything creative is always going to want to change.
Don't only practice your art, but force your way into its secrets, for it and knowledge can raise men to the divine. To learn something new, you need to try new things and not be afraid to be wrong. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. The worst thing you can do if you miss or need someone is let them know it.
Falling down is an accident. Staying down is a choice.
We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness.
Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you.
Something deep inside calls us to adventure and to brave the unknown. There is a bit of wilderness within all of us. Try not to become a man of success, but rather become a man of value. Sometimes we're tested not to show our weaknesses, but to discover our strengths. Somebody may beat me, but they are going to have to bleed to do it. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can always choose how you respond to it.
It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer.
Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun.
I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world.
Nothing important is learned. It is simply remembered. Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone, who had nothing, who wanted everything. Before something great happens, everything falls apart. There are souls in this world who have the gift of finding joy everywhere, and leaving it behind them when they go. People often claim to hunger for truth, but seldom like the taste when it's served up.
If you fuel your journey on the opinions of others, you are going to run out of gas. It is an acceptance of being uncomfortable that drives change.
All cynics are disappointed idealists. The more stars in the eyes, the harder the fall. The most wasted of days is one without laughter. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Of course, a sign doesn't mean anything. unless you know how to interpret it.
Everything takes time. Bees have to move very fast to stay still.
A preoccupation with the next world clearly shows an inability to cope credibly with this one. Stop telling people everything. Life without any wonder left in it is flat and stale. You can't dwell on what might have been, and it's not fair to condemn him for something he hasn't done.
Here, in this quiet place we own, worlds are born. Run the voodoo down.
Even a mistake may turn out to be the one thing necessary to a worthwhile achievement. If you can spend a perfectly useless afternoon in a perfectly useless manner, you have learned how to live.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
It might be possible that the world itself is without meaning.
We are willing to believe anything other than the truth.
In order that all men may be taught to speak truth, it is necessary that all likewise should learn to hear it.
Irrational expectations are at the root of most human suffering.
Learn from your past, use the possibilities of the present moment, and let the future open the doors of opportunity.
War is a matter of vital importance to the state.
Once you realize you deserve a bright future, letting go of your dark past is the best choice you will ever make.
A true genius admits that he knows nothing.
Accidents don't happen to people who take accidents as a personal insult. People are going to say what they want to say and think what they want to think, and I can't change their minds.
Just let it be. If it's meant to be, it will happen.
I was bold in the pursuit of knowledge, never fearing to follow truth and reason, to whatever results they led. Seek only light and freedom, and do not immerse yourself too deeply in the worldly mire. There is nothing in this world so hard to get at as truth, and there is nothing in this world but truth that I care for.
When deeds and words are in accord, the whole world is transformed.
All people know the same truth. Our lives consist of how we choose to distort it. We become what we want to be by consistently being what we want to become each day. A man can't soar too high when he flies with his own wings. Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, enthusiastically act upon will come to pass.
The trouble is, you can shut your eyes, but you can't shut your mind.
Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see a shadow. Judge no one, just improve yourself.
The fear of appearances is the first symptom of impotence. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. Just because it's taking time doesn't mean it's not happening. You can change your mind. Don't let your mind change you. Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else.
If you want to give yourself a fair chance to succeed, never expect too much too soon. In the end, Lex should have stuck to his lies, for it was the truth he almost told that killed him. Never stop dreaming, never stop believing, never give up, never stop trying, and never stop learning. Most of us have the good or bad fortune of seeing our lives fall apart so slowly we barely notice. Life must not be a novel that is given to us, but one that is made by us. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself. We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same. Don't let your luggage define your travels. Each life unravels differently. Your heart is a powerful force. Use it consciously. Food is not merely a means of satiating our hunger, but a source of sustenance that fuels our existence. The worst part about being lied to is knowing you weren't worth the truth. Like a missing tooth, sometimes an absence is more noticeable than a presence. You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth.